Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta, and thank you everyone for tuning in again today.
Yes.
And before we begin, if you like our chats, don't forget to hit the thumbs up to tell us that you like it, and also subscribe below, and also hit that bell button so you can get notifications whenever we have our chats. And today, we are drinking, what tea are we drinking today, Gloria?
Today we are drinking the Tulsi Organic Indian Rose. It's called Sweet Rose.
And we have previously had this before, but we love it so much that Gloria found it again.
Yes, bought a whole new box, so we've got lots of rose, sweet rose in our future.
Yes.
We've had it seeping for a little bit, so you can check it out.
Let's smell it. Oh, love the smell.
I always like to stir it up. Oh my God.
You can smell the
this
sweet
is the
rose.
best.
Cheers.
Cheers. It is the best. I wish they had smell vision. You would just love this. Love it. So before we get really too deep into this, we wanted to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving week.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, we hope that you are going to stop, take a moment, and spend some quality time with your family and loved ones. We know that times are very crazy. However, there's nothing like family. And leave the craziness out. People have been talking about how people are going to have food fights over politics at Thanksgiving dinner. Don't do that.
Leave that at the door.
Yes.
Out the door.
Out the door.
Out the door.
This is about memories, because let me tell you something, when it's all said and done, that's all you have. All of the things that you aspire in life, you can't take with you. So make those memories, because that's what counts.
Really, that is what counts, memories.
Yes. So we want to focus today on gratitude. What is gratitude, and how do we show gratitude?
Yeah, that's really important every time. I mean, even though we need to show gratitude every day,
yes,
let's kind of highlight that today.
Yes.
And for you out there that are watching us, I just wanted to, I went in and did a little research on gratitude, and I want to talk about the explanation of what they say when you do a little research on what it means. And I want to read this because it's quite relevant. It says, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve your health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. So I believe it's so important that we should do this on an ongoing basis, not just during Thanksgiving, because I really believe in that, because the more we're grateful, the more we feel the positivity coming through. And it's true what they say, health-wise, it just improves.
Absolutely.
It does, yes.
Absolutely. Rosetta had shared with me that they actually did a survey, a little study about gratitude.
Yes, at Harvard. And I will post that link to the article in our comments below. I'll link that so you can read the whole article. But they did this study and they had 3 test groups. One group actually wrote down all the things they were grateful for during the week. The second group wrote down things that they were aggravated with. And the third group wrote down things, just events in general that had happened, and it wasn't slanted positive or negative. And after 10 weeks, they found that the group that had written down things weekly on a basis that they were actually grateful for, this is what they found. They found that after 10 weeks, those who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. They also exercised more and had fewer visits to the doctor than those who focused on aggravation. So I really believe that that really shows that if you're more grateful and you want to have more positivity in your life and just evolve all around, then I really believe that you should. And it's, it's great to write down what you're grateful for, but how do you actually show that?
Right.
What is it that you do every day to show that? What do you do? Like, it could be, for me, what I do is in the morning when I wake up, even before I get out of bed, I open my eyes and I say, thank you for allowing me to be awake.
Yes.
To have my eyes open and to be healthy enough to be able to wake up and start a new day. And I say, today is going to be an awesome day. I'm going to have a fantastic day. Today's going to be wonderful. So it's kind of like a gratitude for being alive and opening my eyes, but also like an affirmation.
Yes.
Saying that today is going to be awesome and wonderful.
Yes. I do the same thing, you know, when I open my eyes, you know, because every day is a new day and every day is a blessing. And I always start my morning with, you know, God, thank you for allowing me to live another day, allowing me to show up into the world and to bring forth the blessings that you have bestowed within me. So I like Rosetta, you know, it's an affirmation, and it kind of kicks my day off instead of, you know, because the minute you turn on the television or the radio, drama. So I try and attune myself to all the goodness so that no matter what comes at me, it's fulfilled with a blessing.
Yeah, the positive things that you think in your mind, the thoughts you have, even one positive thought you have in your mind in the morning will set the tone for the whole day. I really do believe that is really what we should do. Everyone should do that. Absolutely.
And we got some really great news yesterday. The Today Show anchor, Hoda
Lee,
is engaged. She had just returned from a little mini trip. As we all know, she adopted a little girl, and then shortly thereafter, she was giving the blessing, which she's very grateful for, gratitude, of getting a second little girl. She had taken some time off the show so she could acclimate her daughters together. Her fiance is Joel Schiffman, and they had just gone on a little family adventure, and she said that it was a wonderful trip because they were sitting outside just enjoying the environment, and he got down on one knee and proposed. So she is
That
engaged.
was a nice announcement on the Today Show. It was a surprise. All the other co-hosts were just shocked, and so we should see their faces. They were shocked and in awe.
Yes.
And then she shows her ring, and they go, well, why haven't we seen that? And because she'd hidden it, right?
Yeah, she goes, it was in my bra because I didn't want you to see it. So she did the first hour of the segment without the ring on.
She must have been like just, oh my God.
She said that she thought her heart was going to pound out of her chest
Yes.
because she wanted to tell them so much. And then, I mean, they have pictures of them on the site of, the accolades. They were just so overjoyed for her. And that is a reflection of gratitude when your friends are so happy for your blessings.
Yes,
that's
congratulations,
wonderful.
Hoda.
Congratulations. We're very happy for you.
Very happy, yes.
So in our ongoing vaping conversations, something very unusual happened. The Today Show sent a person out to a school, and it was to meet with the teachers of a particular school and the parents. And we will put the link to what we are talking about. So the person takes and they, with the kids in the room, they put vaping devices throughout the classroom. And then they let teacher after teacher after teacher go through to see if they can find it. The article or the segment is called Vaping in Plain Sight. They had things on the table that I never would have thought.
I couldn't even believe some of the stuff that they came up with.
Yes.
Like the teachers had no clue. They would out of 15 different vaping devices, they only were able to identify 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, the max that anyone did was 5. But, they missed a lot. They had little devices that looked like a little egg, a little blue egg. So they had that. They had markers. They had highlighters. So
they had a pen.
Yes.
You could actually literally write with the pen, but you can also vape with it.
Yes.
And then they had one which I was blown away with. Some teenager had a watch, and it looked like just a normal average digital watch with a square face. What did he do? He pops out the face, and that's the device.
Yes, and you put the nicotine in there, and then you vape with the device. I mean, it is very, very hard for parents. And the parents were, they would say things like, I'm very concerned. How are we to protect our children when we can't even determine what's going on?
Right, and then the other one, what was the other one with the hoodie? They had something
Yes,
with the hoodie.
there were, okay, so you know the hoodies, they have the strings. Well, the coils, because they look like, the strings of a hoodie, they stick down inside the hood.
Holes.
And then when you pull it, it's vaping. It's a vaping pen and the cartridges that go to it.
So these companies are, I don't even understand why are they doing it like this. It's just like, if you're hiding it,
yes,
there must be something wrong, right?
And I mean, why are they, like you said, why are they manufacturing things like this, which is very detrimental to children?
Right. And you told me a story about how one school, they're doing something. Would you like to explain to everyone?
So what this school is doing is the principal ran sort of like a little mini sting. He went through the children's backpacks and desk and clothing to see if they could find some vaping devices, which they found quite a few. Once again, they look like regular school supplies, so the teachers had no idea. So the principal decided what he was going to do was run a campaign where they had older students talk to the younger students to not only deter them away from using it, they wanted to see if they can get ahead of the curve and get them to where they don't even try it. Because like one of the young girls, she's like, well, if everybody's doing it and I don't do it, then I'm kind of like, on the outs. So it's about peer pressure, and these kids are talking to each other and saying, who cares? Don't do it. This is not a cool thing to do.
And that should die. I love that. And I believe that should be something like a program that they introduce to all the schools. It's like counseling or something they introduce. Like they used to have in the days where they would have people come in and do sessions over lunch or something about bullying.
Right.
And the whole school was involved in that. Now they should do something, because this has become like an everyday occurrence where you get one incident after another of people getting like illnesses and dying from vaping.
Yes.
And it's become very prevalent nowadays. It's not just something that, only a few people are doing. More and more kids are doing it now. So it should be something that they have as a program for all schools.
Right. So, if you have children and you have found devices, please put that information below so that we can share it with the people that are checking out our posts, because information is power. And if we can help parents be cognitive of little bitty things, USB drives are very tiny. These things look like a USB drive. So let's help each other so that we can help our children, because when we were kids, our peer pressure was at school. Someone would say, I'm going to kick your butt. And you'd say, well, we'll see. And then you might tussle. Sometimes you just talk at each other, and that would be it.
That's it.
And then 2 days later, you'd be hugged up walking down the corridor of school together. Kids today, the level of peer pressure is just astonishing.
They have way too much to deal with nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not like when we were back in the days. Yeah.
Yes, I was, as I was doing research for Gratitude, there was an article, and it was about children and homework. And Wendy was talking about it on her show. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy Williams?
And she said that when her child would get home from school, I know what it was. It was The View, the conversation on The View and the Wendy Show about they're looking to expand children's days, school days.
Oh, right. To start later and to end later. Yes.
So what they were saying is that children are now barely getting home at 6 o'clock, eat dinner, take a shower, and then it's homework until 10, 11 o'clock. So they're like, no, that would just be too hard. So if that's something that's being considered in your communities, just keep that in mind, because you might think, I could sleep in a little bit, I don't have to get the kid to school. However, it is going to elongate your child's day.
Yeah, and I think they're doing that because they want to help the parents out.
Right.
Because parents usually don't get off work till around 5:30, or even
later.
With traffic,
Yes.
it takes them a while to get there, so they're trying to
Yes.
accommodate their parents.
Yeah, but it's making the Joy Behart, she's an ex-teacher, and she was like, this is the worst thing that they could do. She goes, as a teacher, it's hard enough keeping your child focused during class, and now you're going to have them in class until 4 or 5 o'clock.
And that's a good thing you point out for the teachers. That's going to be a heck of a long day.
Very
because
long day.
Now they get to school. If school starts at 7:55 or 8, they don't. Some of the key teachers get to school at like 6:45.
Oh yeah.
And they don't leave when the bell rings at the end of
No.
the day. They're there
Yeah.
for if you have problems or issues you want to, the parents
Right.
want to come and talk to the
They're
teacher.
checking
there.
over homework and reviewing.
Right. And then not only that, once they go home, it's not done then
Right.
because they're grading papers at
That's
home.
right. That's
So
right.
could you
and
imagine?
doing the new program for the next day.
Right. And can you imagine if they started at 9 and ended at whatever time, 4 or 5? Could you imagine what a long day that would be for the
An
teachers?
extremely long day.
It's crazy.
So just be aware, it is something that is being discussed, and I understand that they think that it would help. I don't see.
We'll have to see how it pans out
Yeah.
because right now, that's what we're saying, but there may be something that could come out that's beneficial. So we don't know until it actually gets put in place.
Absolutely. So I want to talk a little bit about an amazing mother. Her name is Connie Watt. Now, Connie Watt was interviewed because she has 3 sons. And her husband, she said that they were very strict on their boys when they were growing up. As an example, they had chores, and she created an Excel spreadsheet, and she would rotate the chores so that they all got to do things fairly. If she told them to fold your laundry and put it away, and she looked in the drawer and it wasn't folded the way that they knew it was supposed to be, she turned the drawer upside down and made them refold.
Wow.
Now you say, well, why is this woman someone like, why are we talking about her? Well, she happens to have 3 sons, and all 3 of them are in the NFL. Her sons are TJ Watt, JJ Watt, and Derek Watt. They are professional football players with the Houston Texans, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Could you imagine going to a game and your children are playing each other? And one, like she said, the one thing that she told them, as they went forward, if you play against your brother, don't hurt your brother. So if your brother is a receiver and you're a tackler and you got the ball and you got to stop him, I wonder if they think about all that as they are like.
How can they think about that and think, well, Mom told me not to do that?
That's right.
That would be kind of hard.
I would think
because
it
you
would
need
be.
to play the game and you need to play to win.
Absolutely. So she did an amazing job, raising her 3 sons, and someone created a shirt for her, which I thought was the coolest. We'll put that so that you can check it out.
What was the shirt?
It was a shirt with the Houston Texans has like the bull head.
Right.
The stars of the Steelers were on the head, and the bolt of the Chargers were across the top.
Yes.
And so, in case anybody didn't get it, on the back of it, it had the name Watts, and then it had the numbers of her 3 sons' jerseys.
Wow.
I mean,
just to get 1 child in the NFL is hard enough. 3,
yes,
she did something right. I mean, she did a lot of things right because she instilled in them consistency, persistence, and just overall like high standards.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm not 100%, but I think JJ is the baby. And remember when we had the floods and Houston got flooded?
Right.
He's the one that did the, I think he contributed or he set up a GoFundMe to raise $100,000.
Oh, I remember that. Yes,
okay.
That was him, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
The mom just shared yesterday when she was being interviewed that it's at $41 million and growing.
Wow.
So not only is he and his brothers some really wonderful young men, they're paying it forward. They're doing things to help their community. So once again, gratitude.
As human beings, when we can help, we should help.
Yes.
I mean, for those of you that make a lot of money or celebrities, I mean, it's up to you what you do with your money, but just as human beings, like having that understanding, there are people that need help. If you can help, Just
Yeah.
do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
This morning on Good Morning America, they were talking about who is going to be the richest person of the world. And they had Bill Gates.
Again, yes.
Yeah, you know, he's like $107 billion or something like that. There's a new guy that's on the horizon, and he put in a bid to buy Tiffany. And if that goes through, then he'll be somewhere around 110, and he'll be the richest. Who cares? You know, could you imagine what, Mr. Billionaires, what your heart would feel like if you were to go somewhere and buy enough food to feed a community, and take them coats, you know, and tents? I mean, if you have access to buildings and the buildings are just sitting because the rent that you want can't be paid, if you could take those buildings and put people in those buildings, make them responsible. It's like you do, you know, these are the rules to live here. However, to get them off the street, winter's coming. You know, we're looking for a big storm today. So things that you can do to pay it into the world, that would be awesome. Bragging rights, oh, I'm the richest man in the world. However, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Well, in my opinion, I think they should have the person that's done the most best deeds in the world. That's what I think. They should have a list of that.
Yes.
Well, what have you done with your money? We want to hear that. To me, it doesn't mean anything when they say you're the richest man or woman in the world.
Well, in the past, even when you made a lot of money, you spent the money.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, it's not about spending, it's about holding. It's almost like the richest people in the world are the biggest hoarders in the world.
Right.
You know?
I'd like to have another list saying what are they doing with the money? Who has actually contributed the most, and what have they put their money towards?
Yes. So, one of the things that I am most grateful for is Thursday I was on my way into the grocery store. My boot hooked the curb and I went down. I fractured my toe, and I have this lovely
boot. We're going to put it up here. Can you see that?
See my ugly little boot. And I am grateful because I did not break a nail.
Your nail's important.
I did not hit my face.
That's the one thing, because you fell forward, right?
I fell forward.
So I'm grateful that nothing happened to your face.
Yeah.
Like you didn't smash it on the concrete.
Because it was cement. Yes, this was concrete, you know. And the thing is as I'm laying on the ground, I'm thinking to myself, of course, oh my God, who is here? Hope no one saw that. And then this gentleman comes, and he's walking by with his wife, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, oh my God. And he goes, "Do you need any help?" And I go, "I don't know yet." Because in 2012 on Christmas, I fell, and it was really bad. I ripped my patella tendon. I had to have emergency surgery. It was all bad. So my initial thoughts were, I'm grateful that I'm not knocked out. I'm grateful that this man, he came from nowhere, and he's trying to get me up, and another man comes and he goes, "Let me help." I mean, all we hear is the negative. Well, let me tell you something. There is still good in the world, and I am so grateful because they got me up. I made sure I was okay, and then I'm like, okay, can I walk? And I'm walking, and initially it was a little sore. By the time I got home, oh my God, it was really sore.
It was, the pain had not fully kicked in
Well,
yet.
I think my adrenaline, because I was just like, oh God,
You were just shaken up
Yeah.
at the time, so you didn't really have, your adrenaline was going.
Yes.
So you didn't really have time to process the pain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I am very grateful. And, my mom, she is so funny. She's like, could you just do me a favor and not have an accident during the holiday? That's all I ask, because 2012 was Christmas Day, and then this is just a few days.
It's an
However,
accident.
I told her, I said, Mom, it's the week before. I'm a good healer. I've got great people around me, and this means I don't have to do all the cooking. So, once again, something to be grateful for.
And that's, grateful for that, and grateful that you're here today, and
Yes.
nothing worse happened, and I'm not there in the hospital.
Yes, and I'm very grateful for that too. So, we are always talking about Ellen, and Ellen has done some amazing things. Yesterday on her show, she had a young man named Angel, and he had some really difficult life. At like 6, his mom left his dad. They ended up in a shelter. His father is diabetic, and that requires medication or insulin, or you have to be on it. You can't do it holistic with supplements and herbs. You have to be on it, and you can't be in a shelter where you're worrying about people stealing your stuff.
Sure.
And so he was fortunate that him and one of his siblings, there's 4 of them in total, 2 of the boys were taken in by a gentleman. And what he did is, unbeknownst to Angel, he started working in the background to get the other 2 kids so that all 4 of the kids would be together. I mean, that is just a tremendous man. So Angel's on Ellen, and Ellen is showing pictures, and we'll give you the link for it. And they're talking about all the things that are going on with this young man. And she says, oh, you want to be someone in this industry, so look at the teleprompter and read it. He starts to read the teleprompter, and he breaks down because green.com gives him $20,000 toward his future and his education. I mean, they had to cut to commercial because he was just overwhelmed. And Ellen, I've seen Ellen give a lot of people a lot of money. Ellen was shaken. You could see the tears in her eyes. It was just so deep, and I mean, it was just so
He was
heartfelt.
talking about it, and then he was like, one time he broke down. He did break down.
Right.
Yes.
And then, Ellen, she wasn't done. What the second half of that segment, the green.com also gave each of his other 3 siblings $20,000 toward their education. So these 4 individuals have gone from being in dire need to being okay. They're living with a man who truly cares about them as human beings, and he called him his dad. And I think that is such a blessing, because sometimes when kids are young, they don't, it's like, okay, you're my father, you're my stepfather, what are you? And when the child feels comfortable enough to say mom or dad, there's no greater feeling on the planet.
Because Manuel, that was his name. He was the one that really treated them like that was his own children.
Absolutely.
And for what he did, that was just really amazing. Because from the life that he'd come from, Angel, he could not even fathom that this would ever happen, that he would be reunited with his other siblings and could even get to live with them again. So this is a huge deal.
Huge.
That what Manuel did. So
I mean, because when he was a child, he was taking care of the little siblings, getting them dressed and getting them to school every day, living in a shelter.
And figuring out which buses to take, and making sure that they weren't in danger, because he had 3 of them he had to take care of.
Yes. I mean, he's an amazing young man, and I'm sure we will hear more and more about him. There was also something that you found about.
Yes, I did find something again, and this is Ellen. She did this. This was a couple of months ago, and there was 3 boys. So the first boy is called Christopher. So it was in a school, and it was like the beginning of the semester, and it was in one of the classes, and Christopher noticed that one boy in the class called Michael was being teased, and they were making fun of him and joking around. And he himself, Christopher, was laughing along. He wasn't the one that was making the jokes, but he was laughing along. He wasn't stopping that. But when he got home, he thought about it, and he said that it wasn't right for him to be laughing at Michael, and he wanted to apologize. But he also, with this apology, he wanted to give Michael something.
Right.
So what he did was, he asked his friend Antoine, because they're both in football together.
Okay.
He asked his friend Antoine, this is what I want to do. And Antoine goes, yes, I want to help you. I'm in on this. So
that is wonderful.
Yeah, so they both, one day, I think it was 3rd period, they pulled Michael aside in the hallway, and they actually apologized, and they gave him some clothes, new outfit of clothes. And he really didn't want this videoed, but one of Christopher's friends, who's always carrying his phone around, decided to video. He goes, "What are you guys doing?" And Christopher didn't want to say anything, but half an hour later, he saw this video and it was posted on Facebook. So he took the video and posted it again, I think what happened was Christopher saw this video somehow and he posted it himself on Facebook, not because he wanted attention to make it go viral.
Right.
He wanted to show that this is something that he had done and how happy he had made Michael feel.
Nice.
Well, the next thing you know, it's gone viral. There's like millions and millions of people watching this, and there's celebrities all around also watching this. And the three of them are sitting there with Ellen. There's Antoine, Michael, and Christopher. And Ellen says, all these celebrities have been watching your video and they just couldn't let this pass without, doing something. So come out, and who does Ellen say? Come out, Will Smith. And Will Smith comes out behind the curtain, and him and Jada Pinkett, his wife, were watching this video, and they were in awe. They could not let this go unnoticed. And I wrote down, because I really want to read exactly what Will Smith said, because it's really, big on what he said. He said, "What you did may have felt small to you, but this is exactly how human beings are supposed to interact with one another. It's not more complicated than someone having a hard time and you helping them. It's that simple. Doesn't matter if you know them or not. Not a single person, doesn't have a hard time, and you saw that and you decided to help. And get this," he said, "what was really big of you, that you were able to self-correct."
Yes.
So Christopher saw that what he did laughing was not good, and he was a part of it, and he stopped and he self-corrected himself. And this is huge, huge.
Yes.
And what Will Smith did was, he's coming out with a new line of clothes and shoes. It was meant to be, a secret, but now it's not a secret anymore.
Right.
Because what he did for the three boys was he gave them a huge bag of his new gear that is coming out. But the other thing was, he also said he's going to give new gear to 600 of the students in Christopher's school.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes. Well, Will and Jada.
Yes. And to top it off, not finished, because Ellen's got a part to play with this.
Always.
Yes, she gave through the association with Shutterfly, she gave each of the three kids $10,000 each. Can you believe that?
Amazing.
And this Michael kid has been bullied and just made a joke of all his life.
Amazing.
So could you imagine going from that, just doing a nice deed, this Christopher and Antoine, and that now they're on the Ellen show, Will Smith gets involved.
And I'm sure they were happy with just the gear.
Yeah.
They're like, this is cool. I've been on Ellen. I'm on TV. Woohoo. Everything's
And the
great.
Michael boy was so cute. He's like, woohoo, stands up with the gear, woohoo. And then they come out with the big boards, the huge checks. And he goes, woohoo.
I love it.
I love it. So,
I know.
So that's something to learn, and something to just, wow, these kids, Will is right. Will Smith is right. It's not about just, he saw that. I mean, that is something that kids don't do nowadays.
No.
They knew that what they did was not correct. He self-corrected himself and went one step ahead. I'm so proud of these kids. Well done, Christopher and Antoine, for helping out. And thank you for Will Smith for acknowledging this, and Ellen for bringing them on.
For always doing all the great things that you do.
Yes.
So, just before we close, I thought, one last thing. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
My favorite Thanksgiving dish? Well, I don't think it's a dish, but what I really love is cranberry sauce. And I'm going to tell you this.
The ones with the little bit of
I love
the gel.
Sorry, I'm going to say this because I'm from England. We don't have Thanksgiving there.
Right.
And I'd never eaten this until I came to the U.S. is canned cranberry. I
Yes.
love it. I love it with my turkey and cranberry sauce. Oh my God, that combination is just, I love it. I always put more because I know each bite I'm going to have to put a lot of that cranberry
So
sauce.
that you can have that experience.
So that's what I love over Thanksgiving. And how about you?
I am very carb conscious, so I don't do a lot of carbs. And on Thanksgiving, the one thing I really love is hot rolls with butter.
Hot roll. Oh my God, that
Yes.
sounds delicious.
Oh,
Hot rolls with
yes,
butter.
and then like we'll take and we'll put some honey. Oh my God.
Honey.
Oh yeah, we go all out. Honey.
So you get the hot rolls.
Yes.
You put the butter on it, and it's
Yes.
melting from the heat.
Yes,
And then the honey goes on
Yes.
it. Oh my
it's
gosh.
amazing, and that with some good turkey. It is a great
It
meal.
is great. And what is it that you love?
Yes.
What is one
tell
dish
us
that you
below.
love Thanksgiving? And
Yes.
please comment below because we want to hear about what your favorite dish is, or is it something you make that you love?
Absolutely, because we're such an international world right now, and everybody doesn't have turkey and ham and all of that and dressing.
No, some people have like Filipino food, some people do
Yes.
Asian food.
Yes, do you
Indian
have lumpia
food.
for Thanksgiving?
What is it that you make? Peking duck?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, once again, we'd like to thank you very much for allowing us to spend some time with you.
Yes, and we want to wish you all a wonderful, safe, if you're traveling, please be safe out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And make sure that you take care of yourself and your loved ones. And we really hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving,
Wonderful.
blessed and
Yes.
wonderful Thanksgiving with your friends and loved ones. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel,
Yes.
Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
Yes.
And remember to
To
always keep
keep
smiling.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.